This is Deductor bringing you scenario 2 of Grand Campaign 44. This is Korsun Breakout, in my opinion, one of the harder scenarios. So this is a 3-phase battle, basically. Opening phase, there are a lot of Soviet units entrenched in close terrain. The mission briefing tells you to bring good infantry, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of my infantry have been elite, or my best infantry, also cheapest ones, have been over strength. And to assist with the breakout, I started with about 7,000 prestige, and a lot of the resources went into these over strength infantry, which is going to cost me, but hopefully I should get repaid. The other thing is I got a SC Tiger, so now I have 2 Tiger tanks. This is a very nice reward. I am happy to receive it. It has no experience though, so its performance is lackluster right now, but once I get it some experience, it will perform quite well. So this map is one of the harder maps. At the beginning, the one advantage that a German player has is initiative, and the AI is pretty passive. So that is something I do intend to exploit as much as possible. Let us begin. Step 1. Remember that my best infantry are more or less invincible in close terrain and have no worries. Step 2. The 5 range unit is really good, isn't it, if used correctly. Step 2. Destroy as many as the good Soviet units as possible. And I am going to have to incur some losses doing so, but should be well worth it. Alright. Again, some losses are almost unavoidable. Next. Yes. Right, how was I going to do the next step? I think I remember. Oh, okay, let me try to remember. How was I going to do the next step? Well, let me do this area first again. Or do this area. So I want to get rid of this and then put this unit on close terrain, of course. Alright, next. SU-85. Plus this Su-85. Right, okay. How do I want to do this again? Issue advantage is pretty much absolute. Right, I remember how I want to do this. Perfect, that works. Excellent. So, took care of those forces. Next, I have to continue the attack. Though it can't hurt to get some spotting going first. Right, anti-aircraft gun. That's good. Okay, I know what to do. Need more tanks in the middle here, but it's okay. Oh, right. The trucks can't enter the forest unless it's directly next to a hex. Well, that's a bit of a flaw in my plan. That artillery is very exposed. Alright, I can recover from that mistake though. I can recover. The trick is to not kill that conscript and hope the conscript moves to attack me. That would be the ideal outcome. Well, losses are to be expected in the opening phase here. I mean, this is a fairly challenging scenario. I don't think there's an anti-aircraft gun there. One less artillery. One less infantry. Well, this could have been planned slightly better, I have to say. Better attack that Su-76. That was just poor planning on my part. Forgot. Units with trucks can't move into forests in frozen terrain. Yeah, not too much that can be done though at this point. I think I'll keep the rest of my bombers in reserve and keep my air force in reserve in preparation for Russian attack. If I attack the bomber, it won't attack me, but it'll just stop and repair. That's kind of pointless. Better just attack one of the fighters. If I move out my air force's attack, it'll suffer a withering barrage of Soviet fighters, likes of which I would rather not face. So the last thing I've decided to do is what to do with this unit. I think that makes a lot of sense. Right. Bit dangerous to put the infantry so exposed, but sometimes there may not be a good choice. Plus the recon unit can spot everything. Ugh. Retreat this back so we can't get counter battery fired upon. This can go here, I guess. Don't want to move the recon unit out, it's too vulnerable. Otherwise, I'm just going to deploy my units. Oh, there's an anti-aircraft battery there. Well, there seems to be no good choices. That will most certainly take quite a barrage of fire. I guess the one thing I can do... I only deployed 5 fighters, this scenario. I mean, 6 to full complement that I have is a good idea, but I was seriously strapped for core slots, so... I also had to leave behind one of my stugs. What would I have to deploy extra? Well, this unit needs to be here to escort these forces. And we'll make our way through the forest here, as long as I have my elite infantry. Nothing to fear. We'll put a fighter here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we'll put it here. Perhaps the AI will move up its AA gun to attack, which will save my... it's not a bad plan. I think this could work. Just in case the AI doesn't get the hint, we'll put a second fighter here. Although that might tempt that unit. No, wait, this position, the AI can't spot. All these units have a spotting in 1. That's a good location for an ambush. Okay, then put my best fighter there for that. Otherwise, we'll just keep my fighter bombers around. Oh, this is the Flak 36. Alright. That's good to put on the periphery. Here. Ugh. Guess this will have to do. Right, this is a 3-phase battle. The first phase is the breakout of the pocket. Pretty standard stuff. The second phase is to engage the Soviet forces around this airfield. There would be a massive onslaught of tanks. Not too hard to deal with. Mostly T-34s, maybe a couple heavy tanks, but the terrain does favor heavy tanks here. It's mostly clear terrain. And then the third part is the hardest part, which is that you want to escape your troops to this hex. The weather can clear up somewhat and you get to clear terrain, but you can also get a lot of rain, which will make everything into mud, which is, if you get bad luck, that could be tricky. So there are two paths you can take to escape. One is the northern path, which has no road, as you can see. That path is fine if the terrain is mostly clear. In fact, I think that path is, in some way, the advantages are that you can defeat the Soviet counterattack from the north along the river, and furthermore, you can defeat it first, and then you can face the southern counterattack without too much trouble. But the danger is, if you get too much mud, you'll just get stuck in the middle of nowhere, and you can't reach the escape point. The southern path is safe in terms of time. There's a road running there, and even in mud, your units can travel reasonably fast along it. You just have to move 10 units out. Easily done. Hard part about the southern path is that you will run right into the southern Soviet counterattack, and chances are you will also meet the northern counterattack at the same time. It can be extraordinarily difficult to face a pincer attack. I mean, it's the reason why I do it all the time. It's because they are very effective. Unless you are well prepared for it, it can annihilate your defenses. But if you notice along this southern road, there is plenty of rough terrain to the north and to the south of it. If you entrench some good infantry, whatever survives, I'll probably have to reach for reinforcements numerous times in this scenario. You can, if not destroy, you probably won't be able to completely annihilate the Soviet attacks easily, but you can hold them off for some time in this rough terrain, long enough for your units to escape, and that's all you need to do. Get 10 units here, that's it. So if you can do that, that's fine. There's also some clear terrain here in the south and clear terrain in the airfield area where your heavy tanks can basically hold the line at all costs, and some clear terrain to the north of the city. Although, just putting infantry in the city, you're pretty safe. So, depending on the situation, this is a very fluid battle. Units like the Elephant, again, is not very useful. The Elephant will get a chance to shine in the next scenario. Because this is such a highly mobile battle, the slow-moving units are not very useful. In any event, I think I finished moving all of my units as best I can. Let us see what the Soviet counter move is. This may hurt quite a bit. These infantry are performing really well. I'm surprised. Alright, that worked. Sacrificed a few strength points on my fighter to achieve that. It was worth it. Although I guess the AI could also do that. That also hurt. This is why I don't overstrength artillery for this scenario. Not worth it. Too much pain. Alright, next turn is snow. Don't like that. Well, that artillery is badly beat, but it's okay. That's a conscript. There's also the ISU 122. Alright, I'm going to have to pause and ponder my moves now. Okay, after careful consideration, once again, I've decided upon a course of action. This is going to be pretty rough. So, one thing to keep in mind here is that I need to take out this anti-aircraft gun, and I need to do it without risk. So to do that, I'm going to have to attack. Normally I like to bombard because you can see these anti-tank guns can still hurt. Got lucky that time and didn't hurt, but not really the point. Freeing that up allows me to do this. That is a lag 3. Those units have no initiative, and hence are extraordinarily vulnerable. Okay. It's nearly dead. Need to break through here as fast as possible. Next, and this is critical, having broken through here, I have a chance to do a lot of damage. The unit survives, but I'll get it next turn. Not a problem. Next. Want to finish off the bomber here. This SU-85 could potentially move out to attack, but not too worried. Alright. Next, we will attempt to destroy this unit quickly. Need to transfer the infantry over here. finish off the recon unit. Take care of the anti-aircraft gun. Next, I don't like the idea of putting my Tiger tank in a forest or Panther, but I fear I have no choice here. Because I really want to kill that Su-76. So I guess the infantry is probably still good if I use it correctly. This is a very tricky situation. What I need is more spotting. Yes. Okay. Good. Good. Wow, this gives me enough information to move. Clearly, if I put an infantry in here, I'm not going to be able to kill that with any reasonable expectation. Oh, really? Oh, that's unexpected. Well, that is unexpected. Right. Huh. Okay, this could work. This could work to my advantage. Well. Okay, that looks like something which I'm going to have to think about. There may not be an obvious move here. So I have 2 bombers left. If used correctly, there will be enough. Huh. Yeah. Bah. I don't see any good options here. Okay, this is not how I would prefer to do this, but it seems that I have no real choice in the matter. Oh boy, this, I swear this is gonna be a mistake. Here goes nothing. Now I have the option of either putting the Panther in there or putting the infantry here. I'm going to put the infantry here, and I'll destroy that unit next turn this way. This unit should reinforce as switch, probably. And the ISU-122, because AI doesn't know how to swap units, will not be able to attack my Tiger. Reasonable compromise. Right. if I attack, this unit should retreat to that forest. And I will send in a Panzer IV to deal with it. Panther can now position itself to outflank, and the only real defense for this artillery is, because AI has spotting on it, is the rough terrain, but it's something. Good. Next, let's finish off what AI units we can. Still have an artillery left I can use. If I attack this way, I should force it to retreat under the forest, where it will have trouble reinforcing the foe. I'll finish it off later. Similarly, Panther will move to outflank. Attacking that unit would accomplish little. Next turn is supposed to snow though. That could potentially get real dangerous real fast. Right. Tiger tank versus a conscript in a forest with only a Stug 4 overstrength to protect it. I don't like that, but sometimes you gotta make moves you just don't like very much. Sometimes. Panthers will be able to outflank this petition and crush all Soviet resistance next turn, even if I take a few losses to do it. Yeah, I can't kill it, and it's gonna withdraw to repair anyway, so I could cover the Tiger though. That's pretty good. Better cover the Tiger tank. There's no real point in attacking. That'll probably just force it to attack this Tiger tank instead, but that one's green. I'm okay with it doing that. Let's see, if I move onto the hills, I could gain decent initiative advantage, so sure, why not? This unit will stay put, stay put, stay put. This Panther can stay put here. Alright. Onslaught of Soviet recon tanks is tremendous. I'm No idea what that fighter was trying to do. Joseph Stalin tank. Alright then. Ah, Pioneers took heavy damage. That's okay. Okay, maybe moving on to the hill was not such a good idea. Definitely not a good idea. Oh well. Some of my infantry have been getting remarkably good luck in clear terrain. Well, that was a horrible miscalculation. Poor artillery. Ugh. I know exactly where I should have put the recon unit to prevent this. I thought I counted the hexes correctly, or I guess I just don't remember where it was, but no, I see it now. Well, this is why I don't overstrength artillery for this scenario. Snow. Great. Even more good luck. This unit will gain his experience back before long. Good, that worked well. Next, how do I want to do this? No spotting into the fog. Situation can be very tricky. So far, so good. Okay. I'll try to reinforce this unit now. When in snow, these units are not very useful to begin with. Ugh. The onslaught of Soviet armor is going to be a problem. About the only advantage I can think of from this snow is I can pre-position some of my units in appropriate locations to do a lot of damage. They'll take the airfield soon enough. should I put it? Guess I'll put this unit here. Plus I'll have perfect recon and spotting on what I need to know. This part of the battle could have gone better. Alright. Flanking attack. It's in good shape. So, what's the trick here? The trick is to not kill that Su-76. Why bother killing it? That would accomplish nothing. Next turn, I will deal with the ISU-122. Reach. In this battle, no more mistakes, just in case. In this battle, it is hard not to reach for reinforcements, so I will almost certainly reach for reinforcements soon enough. Ugh. Could put this there, but there's no rush to kill that unit. Okay. Zero-star Tiger could be in serious trouble. But nevertheless, this is still a golden opportunity to move up my anti-tank gun. And I should take that opportunity. I have a 90% confidence that the AI will retreat this unit back to that victory hex, so I can do this. Alright, good. Saw a lot of Lee tanks, huh? I don't remember that many Lend-Lease tanks. Ouch. That's okay. As you can see, the ISU-122 is basically neutralized already. Should put more forces on the western flank. I don't usually play with so few ground units. I usually use more ground units and fewer air units, but I guess this is why I've taken more losses than I would have liked. Nevertheless, the outcome is inevitable. Just gonna normal reinforce this back up. It'll gain its experience back soon enough. Now the city is mine. Excellent. Soviet tanks seem to have streamed south to capture this victory hex, huh? Then they're gonna stream north again, so this is interesting. Although it might go over here, it's been taking its time capturing some of these locations. But if I take back the city and the bridge, AI should send its tank forces back north. Should. And that's what I want it to do. Alright, well, this unit will normal reinforce back. It'll gain its experience soon enough. Let's hope there are no more surprises. There are now a number of options on how to proceed. Yeah. Entrenchment of 1. I'll take this town soon enough. Send a recon unit over so I can capture the flags faster. Alright. Let me pause briefly to consider my moves. Okay, so I paused to consider my strategic moves. In terms of tactical moves, there's not too much of interest. I'm just gonna make them. I can probably finish it off. Excellent. So, I've decided that I am going to move my units out in full battle formation. Risky maneuver for sure. But it can be done. Basically, at this point, if I choose to hold the line along the river here, I can hold on to 3 victory hexes for marginal victory extraordinarily easily. I mean, basically, you ignore the other parts of the battle, just defend. It's very easy, saves you a ton of prestige. There's very little glory in it, however. Just holding your line and waiting for the Soviets to attack is not very interesting. I don't want to move this out. Without fuel, this unit suffers initiative penalty. Then again, it does have initiative +2 hero. I think it's good enough. Don't want to put that there. Put this unit here. But this is a very dangerous spot, if you would. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might get lured into attack by the SU. Yeah, best to refuel this unit. Good. So otherwise, my units will be content to hold their ground. Most of my units will go back to refuel. A couple, of course, will remain out in the field to cover my vital units. And the AI should begin moving some tanks up north to deal with me. So I'm going to move my forces out in full assault mode. This is going to be very tactically challenging, requiring almost perfect positioning of units. My advantage is that I have 5 heavy tanks plus this super anti-tank gun. While the Pack 43, it doesn't have any heroes to make it particularly special. One of my heavy tanks is green, which is also a problem. The other ones only have 3 stars, no overstrength. I'm going to probably have to normal reinforce some of them back down to 2 stars, but that's fine. And there's very little rough terrain, although there is some. A clever player can take advantage of that to inflict good damage with infantry. Basically, I'm going to take some losses out here, but if I do it correctly, I should still be able to come out ahead. Soviets only have a couple decent units. Some Joseph Stalin 1s, some KV-85s, I think one of each, plus one, like 2 or 3, or maybe 3 or 4 Su-85. Su-85 is not too dangerous, and tons of T-34. T-34 are not a threat to my Tigers and Panthers. Even this green Tiger will crush the T-34s without much of a problem. I do also have a very strong Air Force. Unfortunately, I can't really use it until I can be confident I can take out most of the anti-aircraft guns, so that may or may not be a factor. If the situation is critical, of course I'll send out my air units regardless. Plus, most of my units are low on fuel. Let's continue and see what happens. Looks like the AI may not be able to decide on what to do. They don't really seem to be attacking. This could be good. Wow. What I really need is some reconnaissance. my answer for most things. More reconnaissance. If I know what's going on, I have a decent chance of weathering the coming storm. Normal reinforcements it is. There is some rough terrain here that I could potentially take advantage of. It is harder though. Normal reinforcements it is. And then onto the swamp. This unit goes. Right now the swamp into forest. Limit movement. I'm not too worried. Normal reinforcements for this too. Alright then. Ugh. Found any idea what's in that fog? I hate moving out. Alright, let me think. This T-34 can attempt a flanking maneuver, but it can't get very far if it tries that. Refuel. Let's move my recon unit out. 1, 2, 3. Going out in full battle formation. Oh boy, what sort of insanity am I thinking of? I'm in no rush to kill that conscript. You know what? Let's let that conscript be. Normal reinforce that too. Most of my fighters will also need normal reinforcements. Killing the conscript. I don't know. I don't think it accomplishes anything. I'd be forced to take the hex. Put myself in an awkward position, but then again... yeah, I guess. Why not? Awkward or not, this is going to be how it's going to be. The only downside I see to this is that my panthers are uncovered, but well, now that I think about it, that's actually really bad. Probably shouldn't have moved those fighters back so quickly to refuel. That's okay. This unit can take advantage of the hills. I don't know what to do with this unit. I know there's going to be a Soviet bomber. Yuck. This is... I'm going to do this to protect my Panther. Unconventional for sure, but I mean, this unit has really good heroes, so yeah, let's get this started. Joseph Stalin stumbled into an ambush. Excellent. Could not have asked for better results. Let's see. Initiative advantage, massive. Probably could have gotten some more mass attack bonuses there going, but I'm satisfied. Next. So it'll be an onslaught here. It's coming. But I still don't have enough information. This unit is a bit low on fuel. As is this unit. Ugh. Looks like I'm gonna have to rein myself in a defensive pattern. So, how should I do this? The order of attack can matter greatly here. If I attack this way, it'll retreat north. Retreat there. Looks like I'll have to attack for this Panther. But before that, since I have some artillery, might as well use it. This is an M3 Lee, basically a non-entity. Can be kind of dangerous here, but I predict the Soviets will just attacking a straight line pattern. They won't launch any flanking attacks, so there's that. You don't want to get too confident, though. Resupply that. Okay. Battle formation. How did I used to do stuff like this? I'll park some of my best tanks in front of forests to lure the Soviets onto said forests. Next, we'll position our units cleverly to cover all vulnerabilities. I'm not going to reinforce this unit, not yet. Situation is not desperate enough. Otherwise, I am going to leave my troops as is. Indeed. Where are the Soviet tanks? This is really weird. They must still be coming on. Well. My recon unit's restored. Let's take a look. I don't know. I don't like this at all. I do not like this at all, but I guess at this point I have no choice but to continue to press out. Let me pause to think. After careful consideration, I've decided that the best course of action is to continue to wait. For the following reasons. Reason 1. Next turn, the weather's prediction is to be clear, which means finally I can move out without having to spend double fuel, a crippling weakness of most German units. Even the Panzer, with its 32 fuel, pales in comparison to, say, the Su-85 with its 70 fuel. So, instead of doing that, I wait until the weather conditions are more favorable. Furthermore, AI is not too clever. I think its forces are still transferring north. I mean, it's got to be transferring north to attack me, but its forces are caught in an awkward sort of position. If I wait one more turn, there should be a lot more units in range for me to annihilate. I just wait for the most optimal conditions, and then I can move forward. One thing to keep in mind is, though, that as the weather improves, I'm going to need to actually use the bridges. No need to move there. Positioning as many units next to anti-aircraft guns as I can. We'll move the Tiger forward a bit. Aha, as you can see, that forest area is very good for my troops. Very good spot for my troops. Clearly, the Tiger must be protected. Send one of my better fighters to do it. Still have Panzer IV North here. So I also need to start saving a few units to use as to capture this city here, where there's a bonus unit, a KV-85. It's nice to capture if you can spare the resources. Keep this fighter here too. Well, actually, do this. And now pretty much every single unit that can be covered is covered. We have plenty of defenses. Next turn I will unleash my forces in a massive attack. Let's see how the Soviets fare. Alright, there is whoa, this green color is a bit strong after all this time. Alright, good. I was right. The Soviet forces are actually in decent position. So I am going to pause to think. Well, I'll need to pause to do... Yeah, I think I'm going to have to pause and think. Critical target is that IL-2. I need to finish that off. About the only obvious move I can make is this. Yeah. This Panzer IV might get beat up a little. That's okay though. Oh wait, the other thing I should do is I should move out to scout. There is a second anti-aircraft gun over there. Something to keep in mind. Alright, time to pause and think. Okay, after careful thought, I've decided upon course of action. How do I do this? First, we will put the initiative Panther in the forest. Next, I want to take advantage of as much artillery as I can bear on this position. 6 till 2 suppressed. No, I want the odds to be absolutely certain. Next, let's hope I get lucky, although luck doesn't have too much to do with it. But I guess that's the only artillery I have. You'll have to do. That's 8. No, it's not favorable enough. Alright, that's fine. That is fine. Ugh. If I want to guarantee success, I'm going to have to use a fighter bomber in this location. It's not such a bad idea. Let's see how the rest of the air war goes first. Alright. Looks like I will be using a fighter bomber after all. Guarantee success. I might kill it outright. The idea was to force the KV-2 to retreat into the forest, but this also works. Next, what was my plan? Cover this location from any potential Soviet attackers, especially that Green Tiger is quite vulnerable. Then I want to try to force this mountaineer to retreat. So next turn the Soviets should continue moving up some tanks. My anti-tank gun will be in good position to deal with any further attacks. Might as well use the other fighter bomber. Good. This is how you move your units out in full attack formation. I'm going to detach a small force to go up there and prepare to capture that city, but for now, I guess I can move this out to take a look. There are some anti-tank guns and whatnot over there I can just kill off quickly. Rain and then frozen weather. Okay, this could be better. Bad luck, but is also irrelevant. I will have to pause to think though. Okay, I am back. The situation is not good. Bad weather and prediction of snow next turn severely limits both my mobility and initiative and give the Soviets who are defending against this assault a massive advantage. There are no good solutions that I can think of, at least, for my current problems. But soldier on I must. See, normally that gun would not have a problem because of its very high initiative. The weather, though, caps the initiative and hence took some losses. Unfortunate, but can't be helped. Pretty sure this would force a surrender. Right. Soviet recon units are still a pain, though. I'm not going to move out my elite Panzer IV without some more information. In any case, counter-usual rockets aren't too dangerous in the bad weather. Okay, next comes the trickiest operation. Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. How did I plan this out? There were a number of different contingency plans I had, but basically one good trick is to force this T-34 into the forest. That would guarantee one kill, which isn't too shabby. But I always try to think, is there anything that I can do better? The answer in this case, though, is probably no. Transfer this north to help out. I'm going to get as sure as possible. Alright, that's good enough. But that does leave a few of my units sitting around rather uselessly. And so we continue to make risky moves since I'm not feeling too good about the time. I don't like this move, but I feel like I have no choice. Wait, how do I want to raid this? Soviets aren't going to move on to that river hex. How do I want to do this? Oh, right. That's not good. That is very, very not good. Wow, I didn't plan this correctly. Ugh, fine. Well, looks like I have to make an adjustment, a contingency plan. The idea was I actually needed to move this Panther, and then I could potentially force surrender here and move the Panther into the gap, but now that I screw that up, I have no choice but to do this. It's not as good. This Panther is actually incredibly vulnerable to attack. Its only saving grace is that initiative hero, which is very valuable in bad weather like this. Hopefully the Panther doesn't get too beat up. Right, I can't believe I made that mistake. Stupid. Might as well transfer this unit up north too. Then we'll wait for the Soviets to continue their attack. Since the prediction is snow, I'm gonna send my units to refuel. Alright, let's hope this Panther doesn't die a horrible, horrible death. snow. Alright. Actually, it didn't go as bad as I had feared. Good. Good. Situation's acceptable. I'm gonna have to pause to think. But yeah, this is actually going decently well. Alright, situation